Hi, I am Rick Fawcett. I am the founder and owner of Outpace Coaching, and I am a certified EOS implementer. The first time I ran across EOS was at a startup called Origin Digital that was part of a much bigger company called Accenture. I have to admit, I was a little bit of a skeptic when I first ran into it because we were a four-person leadership team. We were doing about $1.5 million, and granted, the business was struggling when I joined. But when the CEO came in and said, hey, we're going to bring in this facilitator to help us work together, it just felt like overkill. Well, it turns out it was one of the co-founders of EOS that was coming in, and that's who our implementer was. The way he started it was, Rick, where did you learn how to run or manage a business? And I said, oh, Microsoft and a company called Nortel. He looked at the second guy and goes, where did you learn how to run businesses? And that guy said, I spent 20 years at Time Warner. The third person said, I spent 20-something years at Deloitte. And that's when he said something that was very powerful. Each of those companies have different ways of running. And some of those ways are going to work well together, but there's other ways that are going to be in direct conflict with each other. And we need to have a single operating system for this business. And this is the way that we're going to basically be able to get everybody to work together as a team. That answer resonated with me. I was managing my team in the best way that I knew how. I didn't necessarily have a systematic way of doing that. And once we were able to have an accountability chart where each person was clear on what their role was, and then we could lean on them to do that, to really handle that load, that's when that business started to accelerate a lot, because the hard work wasn't just on a handful of people, it was now spreading across everybody in the organization. When people have clarity on exactly what's expected of them, and they get the freedom to figure out how to accelerate it, that's when they get to bring their creative genius and bring out the best of themselves. And when you can have a whole organization of people thinking about how to advance the business, that's when the business just naturally starts to grow much faster. Being an EOS implementer has been super satisfying. We have something that we call the EOS life. Doing what you love with people that you love, making a substantial difference, being compensated appropriately, and having time for other passions. When I see my clients and they're saying, oh, I just did this. I had one yesterday, just talked about how he caught a 75-pound tuna on his boat that he brought last year, and the sheer pride that he felt with it, it made me feel so good, because I know that I helped him get that freedom to be able to go live his best life. In that journey, when you see the transformation with a client and you see where they were and then you see where they've changed a year, 2 years, a relatively short period of time, it's very, very satisfying. I spent 28 years in high tech, and at the end of the last company, it was good. We finished things off. I was excited about things, started thinking about what my next new startup would be. When I then talked to an old boss, the guy that introduced me to EOS, he said, don't do another startup. You should become an EOS implementer. He said, you really like to help people, and you understand how EOS can transform a business. And so you will actually find more satisfaction coaching other companies than building another company up from scratch. Well, I'm building a company up from scratch, and I'm getting to help other people, and it's been the best decision I've ever made.